Hi there. Today I'm going to teach you some more break-even analysis equations. I'm going to go through a little practice assignment with you, and then I'm going to have you do them on your own. So to begin with, it asks us to compute the expected net income for the year. So if we want to calculate the expected net income, we must take the selling price, which in this case is $15, and times it by the number of sales that we anticipate, which are going to be 5,000. So, sorry about that. 5,000 times 15. Oops. $5,000 times 15. $75,000 is our selling price. Then we have to subtract our variable costs, which are $6 per unit. So 6 times 5,000 is 30,000. And that will give us a subtotal. $45,000 less our fixed costs, which are $20,000. So our anticipated net income is $25,000. I hope that's easy to understand. It looks very similar to a contribution margin income statement. Question 2. Calculate the unit contribution margin. So we want to know how much is our contribution margin per unit. Okay, so if you look at our equations to the left of the screen, we have unit contribution margin equals unit sales minus unit variable. So our unit sales minus unit variable. Okay, how much are we selling one for? $15 minus our unit variable costs are $6. So our unit contribution margin is $9. Okay. The next thing we need to calculate is our unit, compute the break-even point in total units. So looking at the left, we're going to use the equation unit break-even equals fixed costs divided by unit contribution margin. So in this case, our fixed costs are $20,000 divided by $9, because we've calculated our unit contribution margin in the previous question, equals, and I lost my calculator, so just give me a minute. So we have 20,000 divided by 9 gives us 2,222.222 repeating, but because it's units and we can't sell 0.22 of a unit, this number is going to be 2,223 units. Okay? Always make sure to round up your units. Okay? What is the firm's margin of safety in units? If we look down a little bit on our equation sheet, there is unit or dollar margin of safety right here. And so what we have to do is calculate the expected sales in units, because we want margin of safety in units. So our margin of safety in units is our expected sales. We expect to sell 5,000 minus our break-even point, which we calculated in the question above, 2,223 units. And this will give us our margin of safety. 5,000 minus 2,223, 2,777 units is our margin of safety. Okay, so that's how many we need to sell. Calculate the contribution margin rate, or CMR. And I remind you that you always want to leave this as a fraction. So for contribution margin rate, or CMR, we have to take our unit sales, which is 15, minus our variable costs, which is 6, divided by our unit sales, which is 15. So when we calculate that, and we want to leave this as a fraction, our answer is going to be 9 over 15. 9 over 15. Now you can reduce it if you wish. You could reduce it to 3/5 if you would rather work with those numbers, but still leave it as a fraction, please, because sometimes it doesn't always work out evenly. So we want to make sure that we leave it as a fraction. Okay, so now the next thing is compute the break-even point in dollars. Break-even point in dollars is our fixed costs divided by our CMR. So our fixed costs are $20,000 divided by our CMR, which is 3/5, or 9 over 15. So now we have to get our math skills together. We need to multiply our equation by 5. Okay, and the reason we do 5 is because of our denominator at the bottom. So we multiply the top by 5, and we multiply the bottom by 5. And then we get a number of 100,000 divided by 3. And so our dollar break-even point, remember we have to do this in dollars now. So 100,000 divided by 3 is $33,333.33. This time we can leave the pennies, okay, because it is in money. So our firm's margin of safety in dollars is going to be our anticipated sales. We anticipate selling $75,000 worth of merchandise minus our break-even point in dollars, which is 33,333.33. So when we do that calculation, 75,000 minus 33,333 and 33 cents. Our firm's break-even point in dollars is 41,666.67. All right, I hope that was easy and clear for you to understand. I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to put the remainder of the practice assignments onto the file, and then I will open up the file for you to check your answers. So back in a flash. All right, here you will find the answers for Company N. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit and give you a chance to look at all of the answers. And then I'm going to scroll down and look at the answers for Company O. Hopefully it all makes sense and the video has helped you out today. Thanks and have a great day.